All right. So, um, just wanted to see, I know this is our last session of the fall semester of sessions, and we're going to start up our sessions again after the holidays on January 8th. So, just putting that out there. And I think today I wanted to do a review to kind of go over the first 9 lessons since we got through all of them this fall. And also to just have a reminder for everyone that last week the Kiowa Language Credentialing Board announced that the next in-person date for in-person evaluations to get credentialed for either level 1 or level 2 will be on January 18th. Saturday, January 18th. And so what we were wanting to do is spend the next 2 sessions, which would be Wednesday, January 8th and Wednesday, January 15th, to kind of go over some questions, like if people have questions or they want to focus on a particular aspect of the in-person credentialing, we can use those next 2 sessions to kind of we can use some breakout rooms if you wanted to work with one of our mentors. And, we can also ask the credentialing board to share some updates and just kind of prepare everyone for January 18th. And we talked about last week how it's a good idea, even if you don't really intend to go through the full credentialing process on January 18th, it's a good idea to at least kind of show up and see what it's like. It'll give you a good idea. And who knows, if you go through it as a practice, maybe you'll pass it. And then that's one less thing you have to worry about on your credentialing checklist. So that is a huge recommendation from the credentialing board. So just, putting that reminder in and note for everyone. I just put the reminder in the chat as well. So that is kind of the game plan. So this week, we want to kind of do a review of the first 9 lessons. Over the next couple of weeks, I'll be working on updating the lesson materials for the next several lessons. That way we can get those posted to the website for people to reference. And yeah, just see if people have questions. So I'll pause there and see what questions y'all have. All right. Not hearing any questions at the moment. But Hyundai side thought Grandma D or Miss Velma. Do you know, or do you have an idea of where and when the in-person credentialing, like I know it's January 18th, but did you decide on a location? I don't remember if that was announced.
Probably District 7 wasn't announced, but that's what I think. I'm not sure when it is really. I mean, I know when, but where I do not know.
Okay. Oh, well, we can stay tuned. Yeah, I don't remember if they went over those details last week, so we can always check back in on January 8th.
I don't remember the location. I was assuming it was District 7, so.
Yeah. Well, I know they were last year. I know that the board was trying to rotate, like to go do somewhere in Anadarko, and then the next time do District 7. So I guess we'll kind of wait and see and find out on the 8th.
I think we've been the last 2 times was District 7.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. So chances are pretty good that it'll be there again, sounds like. Hi, Miss Velma.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Do you remember what the I don't remember if we talked about the location. I don't think we did. Or maybe you have it in your notes.
Oh, I'm not sure. I let me double check again on my notes.
Oh. I mean, I guess we can kind of just plan for perhaps District 7 and then wait and see on Wednesday the 8th. Let's see. As far as the timing, if I remember correctly, the last time it was like from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Do you think that'll be the same for this time?
That's what I have in my notes, January 18, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. But I don't know why I didn't write down where.
I don't think we said where. I don't have it either, but
I don't really know. We'll find
Maybe
out.
Yeah, maybe that was a to be determined
Yeah.
to confirm. Okay, that's fine. We can I can maybe reach out to Dane, and then we can always send an email. I think last time Dane sent an email to everyone, kind of giving everyone an update a few weeks before. So that's good to know. So everyone, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. would be the timing. We're thinking maybe District 7, but just kind of stay tuned as far as location. And then Saturday the 18th. So yeah, that'll be exciting. Be ready to practice and give it a try. And I think we got our marching orders from our mentors last week. They said, even if we are not sure, just do it. So that's our task, is we're going to
we've done the last several times, and it'll be just the board. And nothing, and nobody else will show up.
So we better show up.
Especially you. You wrote the whole thing and good idea. Yeah. It's kind of one-sided when we're there and they wait, no one shows up.
She was my
Hey, Carlo, we are just asking questions, getting questions and seeing if our mentors here have any answers for us around the upcoming in-person credentialing opportunity on Saturday, January 18th. The location is to be determined, and the timing will be 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., wherever it is. And our mentors said we should all just show up and give it a shot and practice, even if we don't pass or even if we're nervous, just do it anyway. And at least we'll have a good sense of what it's like for the next time.
Oh, they own that. Yeah, that sounds good. So that'll be in, what'd you say, January the 18th?
Oh, yep, Saturday the 18th.
Okay.
And the Grandma Dia, Miss Velma said that it's been the last 2 times they've had it at the District 7 office in Norman. And I think the location is to be determined because I think the board was going to check to see kind of which location is available, and I think they're just waiting on confirmation. So we'll stay tuned on that. But if I hear something, I'll send an email out to everyone. And also, just a quick recap. I mentioned that this will be our last session for a couple weeks for the holidays, and then we'll resume on Wednesday, January 8th. And also Wednesday, January 15th, we're going to use those 2 sessions to kind of review and practice for the credentialing, for the in-person credentialing. So if you all have time to study over the winter break here, bring questions and anything you'd like to practice for the 8th and the 15th. That way we can all be prepared for, the 8th and the 15th, so we can be prepared for the 18th for the in-person evaluation.
Okay. So it's a month, huh?
Oh, 30
Well,
days.
30 days. Yeah. Well, it is. I don't know. To me, I'm excited, you know. I'm just not nervous, just more so excited just to see where I'm at. And then plus, you know, get to, you know, hang out for a few hours with our elders. You know,
Oh,
I'm glad that they're healthy this time of year. You know, we got other relatives that are in hospitals, you know, and kind of sickly, but to know that our very own, you know, not to say that we're looking our goik on ball, but you know, our elders that, you know, hang out with us night and day on our training and our weekly, you know, sessions. I'm glad that donkeys have given them good health.
Oh,
for sure. So that's what we wanted to do today, is just see if anyone has any questions about credentialing. And then I was going to kind of pull up the website and we can kind of review quickly, kind of go over lessons 1 through 9 and just see if anyone has any questions on those. And then if we need to, I know last week many of you said that you have the resources in the Google Drive for the credentialing, so you kind of know what to practice. But we can go over that again if we need to. And if anyone's interested, I was thinking we could listen to one of the Kiowa Culture Program recordings on Kiowa Christmas memories. There's some really, because it's, you know, being the holidays, being almost Christmas time. I saw that Rainy Mountain Church did their Christmas tree decorating this past weekend. That was really awesome to see. And even though couldn't make it, been sick, but that was awesome to see it on Facebook. And I figure we could pull up a recording if people want to do that as well. So it's up to y'all, whatever your preference is. Okay, are there any more questions about credentialing?
Will it be through the first lessons 1 through 0, or is it off that project plan?
So so basically the in-person credentialing is focused on the Kiowa language portion. It's the opportunity for the credentialing board to evaluate the learner and the candidate and kind of see how well they can comprehend and how well we can speak Kiowa. And so lessons 1 through 9 will give you enough conversation to be able to get through the conversational portion. So it gives you enough language to have a conversation with our credentialing board and be able to translate, what they're saying.
Oh,
So that's a good thing, is you have enough language now to be able to pass it, at least for level 1. And I believe level 2 as well, but we can ask for clarity on that. But for sure level 1, which is that first part. And then the checklist that you're working on, that professional development checklist from the language department, that's connected but separate. And so that would be completed, as you go along. And whenever you officially submit that checklist, and the board will get that checklist and then confirm whether or not you've passed all the components of the evaluation for the credentialing on the language piece, then they'll be able to officially credential us. So there's those 2 pieces, the professional development checklist, which is from the language department. So that has to be completed to be able to be official, but you can still proceed with going through the language specific evaluation through that in-person credentialing days. You can go to those and get all the there's 4 different components to that. So you can get the in-person parts completed with the board while you're working on that professional development checklist.
Names are here with us tonight. We'll be bouncing between LA and New York, catching the and taking you inside.
All right. And so just to confirm again, does everyone have access to the Google Drive, the credentialing study material Google Drive folder?
Would it be possible to send that, I guess, do like an not how sure you're going to Google, but like adding recipients?
Oh, yeah.
I think before you sent it in a chat, and I think I misplaced a link.
Yeah, the link. Yeah, no worries. Let me do I have your email? Or if you could just private message me your email address, I'll make sure that it's on there, and then I can you should get an email about it.
Oh, okay. I'll do.
Awesome. Monday. Oh, Paul. I'm looking at the emails right now to see. Okay. And Caleb, I know Kathy has access. Caleb, you have access as well?
Oh.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Carlo, you have access to that credentialing study material folder in the drive?
oh yeah, I just now pulled it up.
Oh, good. Okay.
And
Awesome.
yeah.
So that's the part you can see there's a checklist for level 1 and checklist for level 2. So you'll want to do the level 1 first. And so if you click on that, that's going to give you an idea of the 4 different language components that you'll need to pass. And so I believe 2 of them, or maybe 3 of them, can be completed in person. So the interview part, the grammar could be completed in person. It can also be completed, working one-on-one with the board members. And then the kinship term, that could also be in person. And then the only one that I guess you could also record yourself while you're there at the in-person, but the pronunciation one, which is where you record yourself or revoice the PowerPoint, or record yourself voicing the Word document in Google for level 1, those pronunciation pieces, that's the part that you'll have to email to Dane. Or you can upload it in that credentialing study material Google Drive folder. And then let Dane know that you uploaded it so he can get it to the board and they can evaluate it. All right, awesome. Well, we definitely have some homework. I have to finish my studying for level 2. That's my goal over the break, so I can do my level 2. So that's the plan. Okay, so what would be useful? How would you like to use our time? Does anyone want to go over the first 9 lessons, like just kind of look at the materials and see if you have any questions, or do we want to pull up one of the Kiowa Culture Program recordings on Christmas memories and listen to that?
Melanie, I'm open to whatever, you know, however you want to roll the dice. Would you say? You know, we could hit the listen, then listen to that recording. We could go recording. I'm just open. That's how I am.
Oh, hi, Miss Marion. So is there,
Evening.
I guess, is there anyone that has any questions about the lessons 1 through 9 at all? All right, and if there's no questions on lessons 1 through 9, then I know that our mentors really encourage us to listen to those Kiowa Culture Program recordings any chance we get, because we can hear fluent Kiowa being spoken and try to understand it. And right now we have 3 of our mentors with us who might be willing to provide some translation for us or interpretation of the speakers in those recordings. So I'm not sure. Hopefully everyone's had a chance to hear those recordings, or at least, you know, to kind of hear the format. But would it be okay, Miss Velma, Grandma D, Miss Marion, if I pulled up one of the Christmas Kiowa Culture Program recordings for us to listen to and hear your interpretation or summary of the speakers?
Oh, that's okay. I always love to listen to them anyway.
Oh,
That's all right.
all right, awesome. Okay, well, now the question is, which one should we listen to? I think there's 2 that I found that are on Christmas. There might be another part of one, but there's one that's KCP 233, so 233, that's titled Christmas. And then there's KCP 227 that's titled Christmas Long Ago. So any suggestion from our mentors, which one do you think would be most beneficial?
I have no idea. They both would be, I'm sure.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm most familiar with the 227, the Christmas Long Ago. I know we've tried over the years to, you know, do some translations and, you know, try to do transcripts of that one. So I can pull that one up and we can take a listen. Let me see. We probably won't make it through the whole thing. It is 45 minutes long, but you know, being the Christmas time next week, it might be a timely topic. So, okay, let me share my screen and get the sound queued up and we can get started. So, Hopefully this is the one that's good to.
I'm taking Carolyn's phone to her.
Okay.
Hopefully it's easy to hear. So, okay, let's see. This is a Kiowa Culture Program number 227, Christmas Long Ago. Can everyone, well, let's see if we can hear it first.
Kiowa Culture Program, November 27th, 1979.
Can everyone hear that?
Oh,
Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, I'm gonna go off camera because my internet will cooperate. And we'll go ahead and play. So they usually do an opening prayer and then they'll go speaker by speaker. So we'll pause after the prayer and hear and see if any of our mentors want to share thoughts on the prayer, and then we'll continue on through the speakers. So, all right.
We're at the Kiowa City office in downtown Carnegie. Our subject today is Christmas. Those present, Guy Tampe, James Silverhorn, Stephen Zotai, Yale Spotted Bird, George Coydotty, Hazel Botone, Esther Topal, Isabel Two Hatchet, Margaret Dankoff, Vicky Botker, myself, Bessie Haiti. And this morning, our prayer will be by George Coydotty.
Sola e beldo gustole on de gustole do baton. Dog ko de ko ko zai kwit do satan. Pa get de montan bin do baton. Sa da do ki konda ya. Nei de ke pel to pa habe ki. Ya to kon ko pa get ke do pa thong pamoke. Nanda ya ke ko ba mo be de har. Hei masandal yo ate landa yo beo bo kon tat. Being delegate nanda ya pale do nanda ya ke konda ya olla sanda po te on dem pon ma de konda ya bin de pata. Ale kaya ko da non de san ke boyem ko de page kia do ke ba kia do you eat it do konge panonda ya de ket ke bo te punya de dom tai the key the montra got get the dog elonda ya but no man more got the other the target the yanom the I ne the key the mon the dom tai tom son got det ordet det ekom det ban om det må på peltet inte det kolonda ju moi pojage dat akutte på bägge de da kan ta det går begagal det no i det på gå hänga då det dagen ko gagale peldo det ko beta bonda ya ko almoto ko mo haya tonda ya ke de mato get to la pelta ki data at get de to get en ko gingo get dot them de ade pas am ta ke yanda de po ye ko to pel ade amen.
All right, I'll pause it there. That was the prayer, opening prayer. We'll start with Grandma D. Any thoughts or comments on that one?
well, in general, he was just thankful for Christmas. I'm sorry didn't really have a grasp of but he was just praying about the day and about what Christmas means, and to different people in whatever situation they may find themselves at that time. And he used the word I never heard this. I don't remember it because I never heard it. I mean, I know I've heard it before because I've listened to this before, but uh, I'm trying to think of words that, well, I think he mentioned all kinds of situations and people are sick, people don't have anything materially, but somehow they find ways to celebrate with whatever gifts they're able to give. And and I think he mentioned the children like to see the toys, and the elders enjoy seeing the tree. I think I heard him say that. So that's all. Right now, maybe I'll think of others, but I've been to 2 doctors today, so I'm kind of weary. But
Oh,
I like to meet with other Iowa people, so I'm glad to be here and help as much as I can. Omaha.
oh, aho, Grandma. We appreciate you. That's awesome. Thanks for hanging in there with us. All right. Let's go to Miss Velma. Would you like to share anything that stood out to you?
I think Dolores covered most of it, and then he did refer to like the relatives, like children, great grandchildren, you know, mentioning them. And oh gosh, I had what I was gonna say and I lost it. But yeah, then he talked about, you know, that God would, you know, bless those, you know, whatever situation they may be in, you know, they might be sick, or they might have relatives that are sick, or maybe health issues or financial or whatever, that God would bless them and, you know, make a way for them to bless them. And then there was that one word, oh gosh, I can't remember what it was. That's a lot. He covered a lot. He said a lot. But yeah, and then talking about that a blessing, like to see the tree again, you know, and Dolores mentioned that. So, that's all I have.
Aho. And he started talking really fast too at one part, so appreciate that. Let's see, Miss Marion, would you like to add any comments?
Well, I was listening, but I was being interrupted, but he had some good words in there. He prayed for everybody, and it seems like he just took in so many things into consideration, you know, like they go to relatives, and um, it just thought about maybe people are, you know, nice to each other, they respectful toward each other. And then let's talk about some people are, you know, worried and yank and all. We just talked about almost everything, situations that people are in. And he was talking about, you know, those that might be in jail, sick, and, you know, just different groups. And it was, those words are, oh, to me, important words to know because they're so descriptive. But he just, you know, started out by saying that we're gathered here again, you know, today, and well, like I didn't get to note everything that he said because I was being interrupted, but that's about You all have to say, oh,
Oh, aho, Miss Marion. That was awesome. Okay, any questions for our mentors before we continue? All right, I'm going to go ahead and press play and we'll see who the first speaker is.
Kyllä te kienko ke dote ko saako poinke ko ke onte hoi ke konte ko ke onte ke anmeo te tom ta ne on no ke tai ke ko tong wi ta konte he ton ke wat ton ke te u have ha ke onte ke koi kuin ka dote ha ke borde ke te hon ofo te tom ke me ke te ko no a dote ko ogul do ke to selne te chance joja ja tamo pe akkilo pe teken bin ta domo ke tot a do ke sen bo ka led ho to kon te ke oi ton te ja mo ho te ku te ke do o te me ko do ki ke ko ke do kon te ke do pon ke ko to palon te ke do yem ko to palon ke time ku ton pora ka ya to ke pai ko ke ku ta de bo te kon te ke kom to de mai ko to Solo ke a vi to do ko hake ke ho ke hake ke haide ke ko so mi ton de mo ke o ana ke o ko ya do ko do ke ya como te i o ke sane lo to no hon ke ha ke ko ba alom ke ko ya te ke to ko solo ba ta do ne ke ko ya to ran me ke to pe ko ke ba to ne ha te la ke do de to ke non de hei, ko ke do donan te ko do ke o ke to te hai ki yan kula, tenko. Sole tale wekka mo ame kai to se o top mon. Hei, ki yo ko mon ko le ki ton do e te me so e ka ka. Solo an to zan mak e yon on te ke ko o ke to ko to hei ko pa ke ha ke ne ko o ke ke te get all ton ke te mon so ke tenko. Nee, ko do ki to pe ko no bat ame ki ko to ko be kon ke to do de de ki ke do de ko hein ke to ko ye ke ba ki ko e hon de o ki ke do ki ke no e kon bo ba da ke ko ba bo hom de ha kem ko te hom de ta ba ton de ke ya yom de do ke ko e ko a do e te ho ko e so me o hi bo ba to ke o hi be ko mon te e o hi mo ne ko te ko sai ki un de ke ta mon ko ke so e te ko te sai ko ke do de me ko te o bo te me kon te ko ke o ke mo ku me do pa on te de ke to go mo hi te ha ke un de ke hai de
Okay, that was a lot. Grandma D, would you like to share?
Well, that was James Silverhorn, and he was talking about Christmas that he remembered as a small boy. He was at Redstone. That's a Christmas he remembers. And Hank, he said, Hank, yeah. That's what he called it, Hank, yeah. And that's Christmas. He said he didn't know when Kiowas or people heard about it or knew about it. But then other things he talked about was they killed beeves. I can't remember how he said beeves, but and then he said the church was surrounded by white teepees or white tents. The church was surrounded by all these camps of teepees. He said, now that's no more. You don't see that anymore. And see what else. And then he talked about the tree, and he called it ahi. And let's see, what did he call ahi? Cedar. And he talked about that, and this isn't what he said, but if I forget or we don't have time. But I think in the prayer, George Corridor mentioned how children like the chorus and the elders like the tree. Well, you may wonder why they like the tree. Of course, they've always, well, how shall I say it? Anyway, the cedar was very common and important to, I guess, all native Eagle Doggo, the cedar, and its fragrance, and that it's an evergreen, but it means a lot to. Anyway, that's the way the elder Kai was looked at. And I remember was when they got up to give their testimony, they were always would mention that they were glad that they were able to see another tree, meaning that another year. And you may wonder why, but in the old days when it started, there were no individual trees in their home. The only Christmas tree they saw was at the church or wherever they were gathered. So, overall.
Oh, Grandma. That's awesome. Appreciate that. It's Velma.
Yeah, he was saying that there were a lot of camps around the church, and then there were people would, even butcher the cow, and then they visited, and then they would, they'd start and sing the hymns, and that oh gosh, how he said nowadays, Dolores mentioned this too, that we don't do that anymore. You don't see those camps all over at the church, and he said we're so busy with other things, that occupies our time, and instead of doing what we used to way back, and then they're talking about the cedar tree, how it's like, it's really like the Sami, it's really the I guess the use of the tree, meaning I guess the cedar, and but he also said that oh, what was it? He doesn't know, like, he doesn't know when the Kai was adopted this way, but well, we picked up, I guess, well, they learned that way, and then even to this day we still worship and believe in the dog E, and I think that's it.
Oh, Miss Velma. Awesome. Miss Marion, would you like to add any comment?
Thank you, Albert. Just about everything that I thought was interesting, because he said he didn't know where this practice of the Christmas came from, and then he said the missionaries came and taught about Christ and how he was the baby that was born, and then he talked about the gifts that I'm sure people look forward to that. I mean, that's my comment. And he talked about the soldiers as well, and gifts being sent to them. And, to me it was beautiful, because he talked about them people visiting, and then at night you could hear them singing. And it was just a good time. And then he's again just adding to what Lord Smelt said. He said, seems people are lazy or they become lazy and they're just busy doing other things. And so he ended up mentioning that it was a beautiful tree. And again, I think I have to comment that the cedar is more of a spiritual thing to our Kiowas. And so, as Dolores mentioned, that that was something that our Kiowas respected as well. They look forward to seeing a tree decorated and really treated as something special. Oh,
Oh, Miss Marion. Appreciate that. All right. Any questions about that one? All right, I'm going to go ahead and press play for the next speaker.
Ego, kida do dego, get don't tape doigo, heko, haya heko, ke de kua ke on kiabe dokene. On wado teko no ya hage, go talk, opa, bobropo, ala dokiba me go ya hage. Ondo ya tage, get to bid. Bide ka ubozel be de kida ki ko bide ko hege dole kono ko bo yon ya ida. Eko honda ya ki on to bide ko maruta ha ya bonde chogedo. Tok opa ba haka ko to konde ke zelwet ode go kodo zelwet mayo. Eko haya ko kane. Ode go get ola la edo go guyam ki tanak ide puyum ola. Iko piwa do tapiwa do hilba do ki kan sadomon ki kon son iko mai ki arbon ko te anasa ki adal tonte ma bomolem koso ba kos beku ki ko toitsutta. Tenka tonke ko mai ko tenko tonga bon do ko mai tonga ma istu ko toku do ki teno paivo de me o ko do na tonga iko mai tonga ke ki konon da. Doenka tonkia mayo azelve onda ya kyotoki kazelve mayo sorte kupium ke teonde ki kazelve kot ke onde mo cold e ko ke te gigi ko ia mo ke ku tem ko to do ki to ko va ki yo e ko ke ua ye ka tonki ke on to po do ko nem tame ku Tão como eu que não é que era que com on que de canto já para ver do tchau que eu vou na tchau tudo a que a do que sei do que do que on é que tu que até onde bem que já tá onde sumo que dele que on aí on que on bem do que on to de que águe que to de que to de que não de que ko ene ode de ko oda taya sema que do de oda to do chego onego Olo bido baton che con le tomo de togeto con oda taya sema chego e ko che mo curdo a selve bide che con de te che mo curdo Onda ya kia mondendo de ko abano ko hoi do get town to hoi ko get town to chulo ato bido get to vengo to ko pake. Ake pago io va mona bat ko kega to no ya chulo get to bido. Onde get ono ma io onde kon ko gubet oguri kedo ke zema. Onda ya pena ya kohemo ko chubaton ko hone. E ko kai usado to ya puyo ko le kon de getto. A koko old old kia ko an ba bato ke hai ko gi bato ke ko chan but old kia ko ya te sa don't they call ne ko ya te do what ho ko ba go bo ya te to ban we do e ka to ke te ko pas old kia te pa honde ke amo e ko do ke mo tem ki ke do e ko ya old sama me do ke do ko I o ke channel au ko del te o del que o vida na to ne ha ke do ko na to ko ne te ko te he ke do le to ku yo e ke ba to ke do po bo na ku le ba to ke to de pe to mo na ano e ke do to ko ba tu lo ke to e ko to ke he bi to ko te ko de ke pa de ko ki ke to ke he bi ko cha pa ko ko ma ko ke ko to ke ya ba te ko to bem so no, jag inte Santa Kio pilda då. Du ser Santa Claus. Jag det kida. Ke Santa ko Kio pilda. E ko kodal tayatsa me ko mo beta batonge tayatsa me ki ko na ki ko du toiga ne ko ke pa ki ko do ki to mo ai ho ke pa de ke to do ko ne do de gans ke sorte tan amo do sorte ke. So mi te ke to onde ma ko. Ei, kun ke toote koppaika kila na so te saa kila. On te somo te ke somi. E kuud so te saa te ke ka heivi do kitto koki o na heivi. Ko te kuu pata ja ka ne e koki ko pata te ko. E ko jo ke e ka ema en sat haatu. Pa hon kia tu ajan tem tau puonte pedu ke toke. New Year's kio ke koke toote ken anen tau ke ta pilda do ayo de gato ke ayo ta ya ne ko ya te ko bido ke to no ayo de ki ayo de ke ko ne ke do ko te on de ke ne ke do ke to ke da ke so mi o ku ke mon ke on de ke to ba da to ke ko no ya to no le po tari do
Okay, that was a lot. Grandma D, over to you.
Well, that was Stephen Sotai or Hall, whatever. And I'm going to say the last few words that he said. Be the get on the. Be the get on the. Be the. They're the elders. And they enjoyed this time. And then he goes on to say, it's not like that. I'm starting at the back, the ending. Anyway, I thought that, I think the speaker before him used that word too, being the. That means the older people, they get on, so they enjoyed this, every bit of this. And then they both say that it's not like that now. And he talks about the Saddle Mountain area. That's his experience, and talks about the where they travel, the horse and team. That's the way you got there. And sometimes there was snow, sometimes it was cold, but the women did everything. They put up the camp and they gathered the wood, they got the water, and other women did everything. And he remembers that. And then he talks about it was just a good time. Everyone had a good time visiting and singing, and then let's see. Then they told us how they went to church the night before. They camped several days before Christmas, so they had services every night. What he was saying, and then he mentions, he calls him Oki, Santa Claus, and we come in, and but that was after they did their church services. But this is part of Christmas that they didn't say that, but I'm just telling the younger people that the Kiowas, as they said, gathered here and they enjoy. You have to remember they left your camp. That was their way. That was their life. And so it seems to me, looking back, that this was an opportunity to live like they did in the old days and fellowship and gather and visit and sing. That's what they did at these camps. And so, and then the church was, after the church services, then that's when Santa came in. And so I remember some missionaries at first, I think, didn't understand, couldn't appreciate how the Kiowas incorporated Santa with their Christmas, because Santa was a different part. He didn't go to church, however he came, but church was church. That's where you went, you sang carols and everything. And Santa didn't come in to their services, but the Kiowas he did. It was only after, and it was a fun time. From a personal, I'm telling you personally. And so, anyway, I'm just adding these bits in to tell you what they're talking about. And both of the speakers so far have talked about being dull. And that's the way they did. Solo get dull. That's the way they did. Get on dull. They enjoyed it. Overhaul.
Oh, ahoo, Grandma.
Oh,
That. That's a lot. Good information.
oh.
Miss Velma, would you like to share?
Yeah, he kept mentioning how the women, he said the women were tough and they did everything. And then he mentioned about the men and the kids were inside where it was warm, and then the women were out there. He said their face was red and it was cold, but they never complained. They just did the work. And he kept emphasizing that. And so, and then about Santa Claus coming in, and they said Santa is coming. Everybody sat down and got quiet. So that was, to me, that was kind of funny. But yeah, the kids look forward to Santa showing up.
Oh, ahoo. Miss Marion, would you like to add any comments?
Excuse me. Yeah, Dolores and Velma. Dolores, I'm glad she went over the words, because that was good, like talking about the elders and the descriptive words from that. And he's talking about, how today is different. And in those days, well, of course, it's true even today for most places, that the women, they did all work and they prepared the tent, getting those things set up, and went for the water and all the preparations that were needed. And that the women were Zedel Bay, which, covers that word, is, that means that they were very industrious and good workers, and that word is used to describe, people who are really talented and can fulfill so many different types of needs, or, as I say, talents, can do so many very multitask type of persons. And that word he used quite a bit of time describing the women, because he was saying the men would just sit there and wait for the women to start the fire. And then, you know, would be warm. And she went for the water and get the food. And these are all the types of carryovers from the traditional ways of the past, when our men were warriors and treated well. And it's just with custom that just carried on. And the women, you know, did not complain because they enjoyed what they were doing, and that was expected of them. And well, that's my comment. And he did mention, I heard the word the bone, but he didn't really go into detail about that. And that was, you know, interesting. He talks about, he describes Santa Claus as oaky, like cold man. And so now people should know how to describe Santa Claus. And that the children were happy when they announced that Santa Claus was coming. And after that, there was paper all over the place. Mentioned that portion of the, I guess, after people opened their gifts. And then again, to me, it seems that our people enjoyed this Christmas and gift giving time, because our Kiowa people are the kind of giveaway people. They give gifts. And so Christmas time is like the great big time of gift giving. And so that was really sort of a great big celebration that they saw in this Christmas. Besides the missionaries telling them that this was the time or celebration for the baby Jesus.
Melody, I forgot, he did mention that some people stayed over and camped until New Year's. And they had New Year's Eve celebration. Sometimes they had watch night services. But anyway, he talked about how when New Year came, some people would holler and make all kinds of noise. So it says some of them stayed over to celebrate New Year's Eve.
Oh, oh, Grandma.
¿Dónde que son?
Was that I heard him say they say
Yeah,
the New Year's?
yes,
Oh, that's awesome. So they would stay for a good couple weeks then, sounds like.
yes.
Camped out.
As I said, that was their life. So they enjoyed, I guess, having an opportunity to camp and
Oh,
socialize.
oh. I heard I don't remember if it was him or maybe it was the speaker right before, but one of them said taimegu. Like talking about visiting and not being lonely and everyone
Yeah,
together.
Taimeku, yeah.
Taimegu, yeah.
Killing time. As they say now, I guess it's hanging out.
Um,
Always
Hyundai,
run that phrase, hanging out. I'm
slang.
not saying how you would say it in Kiowa. It's funny. We'll do it at another time.
Oh, did you translate that in Kiowa into Kiowa?
I'm sorry.
Did you translate hanging out into Kiowa?
I have, but I know. I mean, I didn't translate. That's just the word that came to me. I'm not going to say them right now.
Oh,
So, what do they mean hanging out? That's today's expression. I know nothing about, but anyway, it sounds in Kiowa. I was going to ask Dorothy how you tell it. They're saying tell her off. I think I'll wait till she gets on. That's crazy. Hanging out.
oh, uh, oh. Monday about to. I wanted to share. So when each of you mentioned how he talked about the women's roles and the different the hard worker, you know, how the women would kind of take care of things. It reminded me when I was a little girl, my dad he explained, he said for us Kiowas, women and men had different roles, and the men were in charge of the spiritual world, the things you can't see. They protected, you know, they you know, kept everyone, you know, took care of ceremonies and songs and things. And then the women, he said, took care of the physical world. So everything you can touch, everything like the home, and making sure that everything is taken care of to be able to live. And so it sounds like when each of you were sharing about that and the way the women were working, it sounds like they were just continuing on with their roles, with our roles. So that was awesome to hear. Just wanted to share that.
Oh,
Any comments or questions from our learners for any of our mentors? All right, I'll go ahead and press play for the next speaker. And just a quick time check, we have about 35 minutes left. So, all right.
Ko ai the key. Get don't tap the angle. Hey, go key the. Hey, go key the. How get height get. The all the more side get door. No, I go. Go, but dog go dal con hel denk. Iga. Okay, go dot ha, go dom, one have dot ha, go there go. I ain't go, don't go at sun hill, you go. I go, oh, get dom, they go, ye they go, dot, I'm all tired, look, I eat, you go, they go get come, go, ain't go get come, the oil, they, get high, they, ain't go get dog. Ain't good dog. I take pataya or they keep all get san key the dome. Kion tan con hello. Ain't good December get dog then on con hel day or the ton Sunday. Oop auto get dome day. No they pay the guy the key get dog or they go. They don't tie go. I go. I go they go key I go. Akkai batta, I get dot sayom. Go hondi get omo. Go hondi get omo. Go ongi tutu poi hondi get boy. Because I ain't go dog. Dodi. I go dik takum das so hoge nol ko peido. Oide peide go noinga dole atsoange go ge kibom. Oide peide go tulo oide ge do. Oide peide tsanil. Oide so dort no go a dog so and them take tale go. Alom ge go ayo de kida ge go eight go ya tulo. And go do chai to side me go tulo atsanda do. And go Hank och kida tsan där gick i ontota an koi det go oide ki go holiday det go Christmas day baton eight där det kida get okay go all hop by det go on det get konta me go då ki ga av Hank det go all hop by det go on då ki adot säga on det go all on get toya no go no big art go big dot go take it there go behave dog get to the gundi shan get dog go back on go take oil the chulo the dog chain bow on here they go yeah get dog go boy point my chain bow gang go so high on yeah go on point go the oil the chulo you high there go Hank gonna get dog to get on and off on the get pop the same boy get hooked to that get the get pop to the the chulo you high get dog now and then born
Okay, Grandma D, over to you.
That was Yale Spotted Bird. And he was just saying when Christmas came, he said when the missionaries came, that's when the Kiowas heard about Christmas. They were told about Christmas. And he was saying it was after allotments, but it wasn't. It was in 1890. In the 1890s, like 92, 93 on down, different churches in Hobart and Randall Mountains and Rainy Mountain and other places, but it was he was estimating that was after allotment, but it was actually before their allotments, because I say that because the churches were already in existence when they push came to shove and Kiowas had to agree to 160 acres. So the churches at Hobart, Saddle Mountain, and Rainy Mountain asked the agents, whoever was in charge, they said, we're getting this land for our churches. And so that's how the churches began. I don't know if the other two churches still have their land. They're no longer in existence. Saddle Mountain and in the country now. There's a Hobart church, but it's in town. So I don't know if they still have their allotment or not, but Rainy Mountain does. And so that's how I know that the churches were in existence when people, the allotment finally happened. And so he talks about in general, just like the other speakers, they talk about the fellowship and giving of gifts. So that's all.
Oh, Miss Velma?
The only thing is, he was talking about how, how it's changed and people spend a lot of money on gifts and whatnot, but the Kiowas, they still worship, they still went to church and had Christmas, and what little they had, they you know, they got gifts and shared them, and they weren't, you know, into the money thing and you know, spending a lot of money on gifts. And that was just one thing.
Oh, Miss Mary?
They covered everything. The only, I guess, interesting, he must have been hungry. He said about butchering the cow, they have plenty to eat. So that was a good thing. They could all just have a good meal. And they learned that this was the baby's birthday. The religion came from overseas. You know, it's talking about, I'm sure, Israel. Okay. Well,
Oh, appreciate that. Does anyone have any questions for our mentor? All right, I'll go ahead and press play.
Don't get no idea. On ain't key the montaha de and more bonda get no sign no. He could say neko botally dog de tal dog hapa. Hank on dog get dog. No han got taki bit all say the gabber. Dog dog keep on sun head. Dog go keep on sun hill. They don't tie go keep on sun hill. No, on sun hill. They don't tie go keep on sun hill. No, on sun hill. Så där dagen, det dagen har bett avdaget den här gedan. Kuinka hattelt dagen. Och mun hondi pau gedan ei henka. Käähiukja peltamaan ke hajun. Kun mun hondi ja kiakkan budak ja ildaade mun sulan peikemaan ke peike kaamen. Litsutta ja kandemon gedan ei kandemonan on kiut honka gedanan kähilbo. Akajan insenssit naunkin on teijä gedaka. Litseika kiikul koik äkkaupo badakan. Eikö aade da hiibe dakika. Akka teittouppi gedadne me kobe do eika. Eika ba'maho te koupia hiibät saakun. Enkä talien sanna me tuo henkä kää meik olka saatte sai 100 pedut hunkan solo gettaavat nounkä. Koon, no enkä hiibe daka, enkä daakettoi, heikö badonde. Koon, enkä seittoi gedadne ja lahikem donde. Äkom da teepadak ianom da on da teinte damaka on ja kika dojal ja näikö da kandeja ke boodene dog e dog kan ta de ken ko se ke non ke de swa I de do on ne kon ta ya ke ta ke nem pe ke do de ba alom ke ko de ba mon don ke do ko de ba do dog e do de don pe do ne me ko ba o ba on na ye ke non wa ke hen kan ke do de ke mo ha.
All right. Grandma D, over to you.
Well, this is, I don't know the number he is, but it's George Killendolan, the one who offered the prayer. He's speaking mainly about the cedar, all hingo, and its fragrance, and how it's burned and used. And then he mentioned that when you came in the church at Christmas, you smell the cedar, the tree that is there. There was a real live tree that was in the churches. And then he sang the song he sang. He said it was Zodai's song, which is, well, most people know him as Harry Hall, but it isn't. Our name is Zodai. So that was his song, he said. Oh, wow.
Oh, Miss Velma?
Dolores, what was that word? You said, mota or something like that, mota.
Kida Martin.
What does that mean?
Well, the song Christmas is famous. Christmas Day.
Oh, okay. Mota. I didn't know that word. Okay.
Well known, I guess, Martin. That's what.
Mota. Yeah. What did he mean? What does that mean? Mota.
You're well known or everyone knows.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is what we know.
Well, like if you hear somebody's name all the time, he's Martin.
Oh, okay.
Knows him. Or who he is, rather.
Miss
I know
Velma.
Monday.
Oh, sorry, Grandma.
after
I was just I heard Grandma Dorothy use a phrase once with that word. She said, Goigu ba matan.
mhm.
Like Kiowas are well known, I guess,
Yeah.
or all over.
Okay, I just didn't remember.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Miss Velma, did you have any additional comments?
No.
Miss Marion, would you like to comment?
I just thought his song was interesting. At first, I thought he was going to sing the Easter song. He almost had the same tune when he started, or at least not. It's not just the Easter song, and he sang in time. But no, I don't have anything to add because the only thing I thought, and I continued always think it's beautiful, is the smell of the cedar. But then cedar is part of our religious belief, spirituality for the cut, especially. I say that because I don't know what the other, tribes smell in their ways and using incense. But he was speaking about how it was almost like an incense that the white people used in some of their churches, but we have the cedar. And I think that cedar is just so wonderful. Well,
Oh, All right. Does anyone have any questions for our mentors?
Melody.
Hyundai.
On him side off.
Hyundai.
That phrase that he used, I just want to get a little bit more clarity on it. I got a gist of it, but he said, "Ah on tahedel, ah on tahedel."
Our own time. If you're saying, I think you're saying, is it our own time? That it?
Ha,
They were glad. It made them glad. Ah, on time.
Happy.
They are glad.
ah,
Ah is a plural. Our own time.
okay.
Kind of like a past tense, Carlo.
Oh yeah, I was figuring it out. Yeah. Oh yeah, that past tense, used in the past tense. Ha.
Oh, that's a good one, Carlo. That hadel, that's the storytelling tense or the hearsay tense.
Ha.
So that's a good one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Then Angol.
There's
Harry.
no D in it.
Let's see. So there's no D in hail or hail. Is that how you saying it?
It's a dialect difference
Ha.
just based on how you heard it.
Ha. And that was Harry Hall. That was his song, or he composed that song.
That's what he said. I never heard it before, but I don't even know what he said.
Ha. Hanya Haigal. And he announced that Harry Hall's name was Tho Zadel. Zadel. Is that right? Tho Zadel.
Be careful.
Is that what he was
I
saying?
think he was.
Trying to say, Melody, go back and play this, please.
Okay, the speaker.
I heard just the song, this speaker, the song he sings.
Okay, let me find it. Let's see.
It's the last speaker.
Oh, okay. Let's see if we can find it.
Okay.
Okay, let me go back a few seconds, see if we can find the beginning.
Hade en mopponta ja kerton saani toiho. Heikko seineko. Puutali dode tol doge haapo. Heikko doge dode.
Okay, it's coming up in a few seconds.
No onke haiko toki kovit ohal seidike haapo. Doge I dogo ki puutan helun. Doge I dogo ki puutan hel. They don't tie go keep on hell no on time. They don't tie go keep on hell no on time. So that dog the dog have that's all dog get thing high get done.
Soha.
Oh. Oh, Melanie. Oh, Baha.
Awesome. Good questions. Okay, now I gotta find where, let's see, I think we're at like 25. I should have wrote the timestamp down.
At 25:33.
Aho! Okay, let's see. Oh, I guess we'll let it play for a couple seconds.
Hey, with the key. Hey, go get Lord.
Oh, let me go back.
Hey,
25.
kem donde ekom da te
Okay.
pada
This is the ending.
kianom da konon da tene da monko honon ne ki ko doyol kiana ke da konda ya ke bonde ne da ki da kan ta de pen ko se ke non ke de swa I te da on ne konda ya ke ta ke nem pe ki da de ba alom ke ko de ba mon don ke do ko de ba do da ki da de don pelot ne me ko ba o ba hona ye get no I can get all the get much ha.
Okay.
Eo de ki hey con get do de tông yi de do de get do có hào te tông ki o ki go a maton do go de kepo ya hai ge hey to ui do ki go anh kanen hay có cụ tự sâu gùi ke na lo yo ya hai ke thông có cái đó đấy tàu câu về kì ở đằng tông cái tàu hia là bắt so yo cái yo bắt tha ba hay bị tao nó tàu hia là mấy so có thể go anh hay có thể go em hay tự cái nó có nó xa đó có coi đó là tự ai tự tội nó bị đó nó cụ phải để đó này có thông cái đây kiểu hiểu y bộ cái đó thông gõ cái đó nó có bảo chú lo hay con sẵn mà đi giá hai cái có cả phao nhiều bài cá đồ cái có cái ôi tông po đấy tê cái tông đó bà ông đó bị tông cái hôn đi cái đi go get san de ai go ma sai tông cái này đó sai bị ô bà bò đi to anh cái hôn đây on yet mà tông cái anh ôi tông san mà cái hôn đi cái đó cái gan tông po để ai cái có hay con gì đây đã phải go đôi xe cái có hai từ tông cái đấy chứ con đi cái ông sang cái hi sang này có vụ xa thì cái na bắt tàu còn đấy chỉ có nói xa tôi cái bắt tàu đấy chỉ có nói có cái hiệu có bắt tông cái đấy khỏi cái xa này nó xa đón để bà bội bìm khôi ghé đòi mà hay dụ độ solo con đi mà thọ được ghé dài đâu đi ghé solo đi ôi đi yo của đi kẻ bộ để cái đó muốn này ghé yi pao sai hay cái yi cái sai chú lo ôi hay có bạn cái đó để go ego do che tàu sail big bow mission batong ge ki ge ego gạo son ha pai go to toy do go net breeze he go do che tàu do con it sail tong ge so no ana ban ma tàu gul ken ge ta mo na hey be pe te go hey hay bà đó số năm to tôiต้อง get sen vô của nó để nhiều để bị thâu nó có bị thâu của bạn mò bạn kêu có hay có khi ôm để to nó tê hi thò kem để thành bao tê ghép bột to có lát san eo yo kêu số na pam tai từ cô bị vô khi có kêu số na phải có thông gọi Cedar Creek to tôi sai cái con Big Bull Mission cái con nó tông cái hi tây đó tông cái nó đón sổ ba con hai cái hôn đi conference. Mon get dots and got so I come. Do keto. And go yat san then go. Gang go. Tenedor family. Alikak at san they go. Go do bin there and I go get. Go get on. And go party get do the. I go on the pedo. On you get get good dog get the balls. Say get there later kill. Anh em cụ tổ cụ bị để pedo mon. Ito de soy de gahu gom te he te do kodal tayasem aku do ke revival batonge te gi ai be how ye get gide da aku on to gide da pe go hai ko ai ko do ke tu do de gan mo cool do pena bi sol mayo pe go atel ton que so mayo pe go que ya go pena bi so te go so te que pa nya on de go tu coi pil coi on de que do de su que ma ku hai yo bo so sa de so no ya hai que do go hai go que yeah, don't know.
Okay. Grandma D.
That was Hazel Bowtone. And she said she, when she first remembers Christmas, her family camped at Redstone. And I forgot how many years they camped there. But anyway, said her father took a teepee, put up a teepee. The others were tents. He put the teepee up for the men, so they could go in there visit, and so the teepee was for men at Redstone. And then and then she mentioned the teepee for the men, and then there was a camp crier, and she said she didn't know who he was, but he would go through the camp and tell everybody to be glad that Jesus came for all along that line while they were camped. And then went through the camp telling what was going on. And then later years, after several years there, her father didn't live that far from there, and there was a big bow mission sitting there, and everybody went to church Christmas somewhere else. And so he said, he thought, and he asked his relative or friend, Ned Brace, said, well, we have a mission here. We have a church here, and no one uses it, Big Bow Mission. So let's have our own Christmas here at this mission. So that's where they had their Christmas for several years, and Christmas was it was called Big Bow Mission at first, and then they changed it to Cedar Creek because it sat in the middle of near canyons, I guess, where there were a lot of cedar. And then later, and then the Tenedor family joined in with them. So she said there was a huge camp. And then later, they moved Big Bow Mission, which became Cedar Creek, and to the new location where Cedar Creek Church is now. And she said they had revivals, and she told about the women who made and built Christmas bags for everybody. And that's all I remember, but it was interesting about the Big Bow mission, and also the fact that her father put up a teepee at Redstone so the men could go in and visit. And she also mentioned the camp choir. They all the camps had camp choirs, but she mentioned it, so that's how I remember that. Nearly every kind of camp that Kiowas had, there was a camp choir. Omaha.
Oh, aho. Appreciate that, Grandma. Miss Velma?
Nothing. Dolores covered most of it, but just one thing. She was real. She named all the stuff that they put like into the bags, the candy and then of course, well, maybe not all in the bags, but like the dolls and toys that were given to the children. And I don't know. Dolores covered most of it. Oba.
Oh, aho. Miss Marion?
Dolores covered about everything. There's that one word I think she says, get kept. I kept her as a young girl, which means she realized or suddenly woke up to the fact that there was Christmas. And about the gifts and all, as usual, the children were really, but they were hopeful that they would receive something, receive gifts. And in the end, she said, I think I understood her to say, her last comment was, she had 2 dolls, D-O-L-S, dolls. That's what I understood her to say. And so she saved or whatever she had and kept whatever she was given. Oh, wow.
Oh, aho. That's awesome. Really good information. Does anyone have any questions? Oh, Monday.
With their questions. And then, okay, let me ask them a question, all of you.
Oh,
They said, what did they call Christmas Day?
pop quiz, Grandma. Because like you just told us, and hey,
Hank okay.
Okay. I think one of the first speakers, I wrote it down somewhere. Yeah. James Silverhorn said Hanko.
Hanko.
And then the cedar tree is all Hanko.
Oh, Hanko.
That was good.
And who was Old Keith?
Santa Claus.
Oh, go to the head of the class.
The cold man.
Yeah. Velma, you got a word to ask him?
Oh, nay.
I was going to say a comment. My brother, my mother's nephew, he was raised with us. I'll call him my brother. And he's half Shoshone, but our great grandmother, she named him Skokie. That's his Kiowa name. But I always said, you know, Willing, Omaha.
Oh,
Oh, me.
oh. All right. Well, we are at 8:33. I know we still have some time left in that recording. But I believe I'll need to look for it. I can send an email out. I usually do like right before Christmas every year. I'll send an email with some of our recordings from previous years where we've listened to all these Christmas. We even had a couple of Christmas outreaches under the old program KLCRP. And so I like to send those recordings out just for people to reference because they're a lot of fun and a lot of good information is shared, much like we did tonight. So I'll send an email out with those for everyone to reference. Any final questions or comments from anyone before we close up?
Well, I think, I don't know how many, I think most of the churches have Christmas. I don't know if it's Christmas night. That's a traditional Christmas, not Christmas Eve. So Rainy Mountain still has Christmas on Christmas night. So you're welcome. I'm sure you are at Hobart. They do the same thing at Hobart. And I think Where's Chapel and Cedar Creek. So somewhere on Christmas night, you might visit. You're welcome to
And-
come.
Yeah,
Amen.
and the Apache Church, Fort Cobb.
That's First Apache, yeah.
At Fort Cobb, yeah.
Yeah, so you're welcome.
Awesome. Awesome.
Oh,
We really appreciate all of your sharing and your reflections and wisdom and comments. Very, very helpful. Very informative for us. Appreciate you all taking the time. Let's see. I guess we could close out unless let's see. Any other? Does anyone want to keep going? But I know it's getting late for some.
Melody, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for making this available
oh,
to all of us. I really, really appreciate it. I know you got a lot you're doing, you're busy, and yet you take the time to set this up for us. And that, you know, that goes to show how much you truly care about our Kiowa language. And it's so nice of you to do this for us, give us the chance to, work on our Kiowa language. And even, I mean, it's just really, it's really good. And and God will, Dog E, bless you. Dog E, bless you. We thank you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really thank you for doing this for us. Aho, aho.
oh,
I
I'll
do.
spell
Well, I also appreciate you and all the candidates and all the Kiowas who are interested in learning a difficult language in a difficult manner. I learned it just listening. There were Kiowas around. And I couldn't learn it the way you do. So I appreciate very much how proud you are to be a Kiowa. Omaha.
oh, oh.
Grandma. Awesome. All right. Well, we'll see everyone Wednesday, January 8th. I'll send a reminder. It'll be the same Zoom link and everything, but I'll send a reminder. And then I'll send a little Christmas email out this weekend so people can watch recordings or laugh at Same Day Claus in one of those recordings. It's always hilarious to me. But with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up, and I'm gonna ask Grandma D if you could bait outside.
Upon my father, they get all things on God get gone way though. I hope to get on with doggy. Kids. Sunday on doggy. I thought doggy, you know. If all get Sunday. And I get go your doggy. I can't to get a dog. They get high, you know. They only no combo for dog. I saw a doggy. They talk for doggy. Get home now. So same kind of dog solid on God get combo get it. Pete I get tired those dogs or the a hole to get on. The star though they get on the doggy the own time they not only get sun get all the young hard get all doggy they only don't get no aim on and Tom don't get they own they or they pay the old time a doggy. The star though the good because the pay high thing but the pay on time they
No.
don't pay the they don't the a whole a whole
Oh.
Oh.
Aho,
Aho.
aho.
All right. Appreciate each of you, and hope everyone stays healthy and warm and has a good couple weeks ahead. So stay safe, and we'll be in touch soon.
Oh.
Aho. Higa boy, bunta. Higa
Oh,
bunta.
higa ba
Ikaw ba
oi
oy,
punta.
punto?
Higa ba oi tong ta ta.
Oh.
oh